guys, what's up? It's Naomi the Crafty Savage here, and I'm back for this week's Wip Chat. Oh, it is so good to be back. I am so sorry about last week. It was just kind of crazy. We'll get into, a little bit of that, all that good stuff. But how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. I'm just over here chilling like a villain, working on this cute little kitty cat. Before we get started though, I do want to just do a little small plug. I am an affiliate with Treasure Studios Art. If you use the code Naomi15, that's NAOMI15, on any order over $40, you will save yourself 15%. Yeah, who doesn't like saving money? I mean, like, hello. I'm all about them deals, right? I also have Buy Me a Ko-fi and Buy Me a Coffee. That's just, you can donate to the channel to help me, bring more content and stuff like that to the channel. You do not have to. Please do not feel obligated. Just watching the videos, hitting the like button, leaving a comment is more than enough for me. So, alrighty. I am working on this cute little orange tabby cat that reminds me of my mama's cat, Butch. I have, of course, my favorite Munimade tray. I have my Chroma diamond art pen, as well as my Coverminder. It's a clay Coverminder, handmade from Nomadi clay, over on Etsy. Isn't that freaking adorable? I love that little piece of toast with the egg. It's freaking cute. Okay. So I think that is everything. I will make sure to have everything linked down in the description box down below. But let's get going, shall we? We shall. So, let's see. It has been a hot minute, right? A hot minute since I have talked to you guys. Let's see. I'm trying to think, like, I just, now this is the only downfall about, I just did a video where I just changed the double-sided tape to hold my canvas down. If you put your Coverminder on a certain spot, especially when you first do it, the magnet underneath sticks. So, it is what it is, right? The things you do for crafting. Okay, let me quick find a color here, and we will get started. It looks like them eyes, number 20. Got 20 over here. Bada bing, bada boom. We got 20. Okay. So, let me think. Because it's been a hot minute, guys. It really has. As you know, I guess 2 weeks ago, in my last Wip Chat, I told you it was kind of like just some Jerry Springer stuff going on within my family that was just, let's just say it should have been a freaking episode of Jerry Springer, because it was just a hot mess express that I did not want to take part of, but I got wrapped into type of thing. But so, as you guys know, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I do also have an Instagram where I post other stuff. You would have seen that I got a new car. Well, let's get into why I got the new car. So probably about a little over a month now, maybe like a month and a half. My old car, we'll just call it the hybrid, because, yeah, we're just going to call it the hybrid. I was driving down the road and it just like made all these alarm sounds, and Ruby, you know, did like a charity live thing, and Miss Coffee sold diamond paintings from her D stash and donated the money. I mean, and thank you guys to everybody, you know, who helped. I could not have done this without you. So I get, you know, like I had my old car towed to the dealership because I wasn't going to drive it, because I was like, no, you could just be driving and bada bing, bada boom. You know, it just starts making this funky noise and just stops. And I'm like, no. So I had it towed. And like I said, this is probably about a month and a half ago, whatever. So I get it fixed. I get my car back. It was March 30th. So it would have been not this Saturday, the Saturday after Easter. I get in my car and I'm like, I'm going to Hobby Lobby. I just need to get out. Like, I didn't even know what I wanted at Hobby Lobby. I really didn't even get really didn't get much from Hobby Lobby. I got like a couple signs, but it was just nothing. When I say it was like, it was bad here. It was really bad. And it was like, I didn't even want to craft. I didn't diamond paint for almost 2 weeks. I didn't color. Like, I was just Jerry Springer. Just Jerry Springer, okay? So I get in my car. I start it up and the freaking check engine light is on. Now, I had just gotten the car back 3 weeks prior from getting it fixed. So, and I don't even think I drove it like 100 miles, because I really don't go a lot of places. Like, I basically run to the bank, Walmart, and there's someplace else I go. Oh, the 7-Eleven. Like, I'm kind of like a creature of habit. And when I'm out, I try to get everything done that I possibly can. Like, I just, because one, I don't like driving at night in Florida. At least where I live, they don't have like street lights to light up the road. So like, it gets really freaking dark and like you can't see, and it's not good. I think I might have I did. So yeah, the check engine light was on, and I was like, oh, you son of a freaking biscuit eater. Like, I haven't even driven 100 miles since I've gotten it back. I had it back for like 3 weeks. I'm like, oh, no, no, no. So I meant to give them a call on Monday, because again, I had to call the dealership because other mechanics don't know how to work on a hybrid. So I call them. I think I wanted to call them Monday, but just stupid stuff that had nothing to do with work or my personal, well, not me personally, but just stupid stuff that I got. Anywho, moving along. So I called on Tuesday morning and I spoke to the guy, Lewis. That's who I spoke with like the last time. And I told him, I was like, hey, yo, you remember me? I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, on Saturday, I'm like, my check engine light came back on. I'm like, can you tell me why? I'm like, because I had the car back for about 3 weeks now. Like, I just paid you guys a boat ton of freaking money to fix it. The car doesn't even have, it had, I think when I traded it in, it had 45,540 some miles on it. Like, no. Like, I need some answers. So he's like, okay. He's like, well, bring it in and we'll take a look at it for you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, like, you're damn right you're gonna take a look at it for me. So I set up the appointment for, the appointment was at Wednesday at 11. So that way, like, I could try to get some work stuff done, which, oh, yeah. I got as much as what I could possibly get done. Hold on, J 11. So, yeah, so Wednesday I drive to the dealership and I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm going to drop my car off and I was just going to wait there because they were going to, you know, set it up against the machine, you know, let it do its thing and check whatever. And I don't know, I was sitting there and honestly on my way down there, I was like, okay. I was like thinking, like, should I just say screw it with this car? And like, and I loved my old car. Like I loved the little hybrid, but it was just like every time I turned around, it, like, I just felt like that freaking check engine light was coming on, and I'm like, no, like I'm done with this car. So I was like, as I was driving there, I was like, you know what? I'm like, I'm gonna, you know, just kind of take a walk around the lot and see what I can find. And, you know, if something jumps out at me, you know what I mean, and it's like within like what I think I can get approved for, then okay, you know what I mean, we'll go for that. We'll see what the numbers are. So me being me, because I was like, but I'll be damned, like I don't want to get taken advantage of like I did with, you know, the hybrid. Because like I said, when I got the hybrid, when I bought it, it had like 26,000 miles on it. So I didn't get the extended warranty because, you know, I'm like, oh, what could, you know, majorly go wrong with a car with, you know, that low mileage? Get that extended warranty, guys. Just do it. You will thank me later. So, and I know my best friend Allison, she is the car, she's the one that sells cars in Pennsylvania. I know she's off on Wednesdays. So I'm like, you know, walking around and there's not much on the lot. And I'm like walking back and I'm getting ready to go in, and out of the corner of my eye, I'm like, oh my gosh, look at that. That is freaking adorable. It's like a baby SUV. So now they have it like where it's got that QR code thing, you know, you gotta take the picture for it to, oh my dear Lord, baby Jesus, just put the price of the dang car on the. So I'm like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? So I call up my best friend because I'm going to learn how to talk like a salesperson, not be taken advantage of. And I like sent it to her. And I was like, you know, I'm like, what do you think about this? And she's also like, she knows about cars and all kinds of stuff. Like that is not my forte. I'm just like, you stick the key in it or you push the button, and as long as there's gas in it and the radio works and it goes, like, what more do you need to know? That, I mean, that's not true. Before I started to drive, when I just had my permit, I remember my stepdad, I was like all excited because I thought I was gonna like go out on the road and drive, and he pulls into the church parking lot. And I'm like, what the hell are we doing here? Like, this ain't driving. And he parks and he has me get out and he like pops the hood, and I'm like, what the hell? And he's showing me now, like, this is back in the 90s where cars have definitely been like, there's more technology to it. It's not always as easy. But like, he showed me like where to check the spark plugs, how to change the spark plugs, how to check my oil, how to change my oil, how to change a flat tire properly, where to put the jack on your car properly before you jack it up, how to change your light bulb in your car, you know, like the whole. Now at the time, oh, I was so irritated and mad, and I was like, I don't want to learn this, blah, 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 blah. Like, now, I'm thankful that he taught me these things. And like I said, some of them, just with, you know, technology has been updated. There's some things that have changed that I don't know how to do, but there's still, like, I can't tell you how many times, like, I'd be out with my friends in Pennsylvania and somebody would get a flat tire and they'd be like, oh no, what do we do? Because they didn't know how to change a flat tire. Or they didn't know, like, they were getting ready to put the jack in the wrong place. And I'm like, no, 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 if you put it there, you can bend the frame. I'm like, you're supposed to put, you know, showing them. And yeah, anywho, where that just, like, went off to freaking, like, left center field out of nowhere. Where was I going with this? Oh, yes, Allison. So she knows about cars and all the good googly moogly. So I was like, I'm not going to be taken advantage of. I call her up on the phone, you know, and I'm like, hey, I'm at, you know, the car dealership right now, and, you know, how do I go about this? Like, I mean, it wasn't, the hybrid was the first time I ever bought a car from, like a car dealership and had, like, payments. All my other cars, like, I just paid cash for. So I was like, you know, I'm like, how do I not get bamboozled? I'm like, I don't want to get into the situation that, like, I'm in with the hybrid now. So she's like, okay. She's like, this is what you're going to do. She's like, you know, go in there, blah, blah, blah. Well, that wasn't as easy. These salespeople, like, they must not work on commission because they are the laziest mofos I have, like, ever seen. Like, they're all just sitting at their desk, like, you know, like, and I'm, like, standing at this car, you know, thinking, like, somebody gonna come out? Like, no. So I get a text saying that, you know, like, the hybrid was done being looked at. So I walk over to the servicing and I talked to Lewis and I was like, you know what? I'm like, I'm not sure, but I'm like, you know, I'm getting a little tired of this car. And he told me that, like, when they ran it, they couldn't find anything wrong with the car. And I even asked, I was like, did you check, like, the fuse? Is it a bad fuse? Is it, like, wiring? You know what I mean? Like, the check engine light, excuse me. The check engine light isn't just going to come on, you know, for shits and giggles, excuse my language, you know, but there's a reason the check engine light comes on. Like, hello. So, yeah, they couldn't find anything. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to need to, like, talk to a salesperson because there's a car out there that I just saw that I'm like, you know, if the numbers are right, you know, we might play let's make a deal. So he's like, okay. So he goes and he walks over there and he finds this girl and, you know, and she's like, okay. She's like, well, let me get the keys, blah, 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 blah. And she gets the keys and she opens it up and there's, like, the folder with the Carfax and all that. And she had to quick run and do something, right? So I pull out my phone. I took a picture of every page of the Carfax and everything that was in that folder. And I sent it to my best friend for, like, her to read. Because, I mean, obviously if it says something like transmission or, you know what I mean, something like that, I'm like, ooh. Wow. Yeah. Like, there's just, I don't understand the car lingo. Again, you just turn the key or hit the start button, the radio works, you just go. You just got to make sure there's gas in the car and get your oil changed. It's important. Get your oils changed, guys. Anyhow, so she comes back and she was like, well, do you want to take it for a test drive? And I was like, sure, why not? So she was like, well, she was like, I'm going to have to, you know, drive it off of the curb here, you know, for, like, insurance reasons, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no problem. So I hop out of the driver's seat. I know where she had to run. She asked me if I wanted to take it for a test drive. And I said, yeah, but my glasses, because I use my glasses to drive. I can't see things far away. they were in my other car in the door panel. So she was like, oh, she's like, well, I'll run and go get it for you. And I'm like, awesome. And that's when I took the pictures of the thing and sent it to Allison. So she comes back and she was like, okay. She's like, well, I'm going to have to, pull it off. So she pulls it down, off of the curb and all that. And I go to get in the driver's seat and she was like, and the car's running and she was like, oh, she's like, do you have your driver's license? She's like, I need to make a copy of your driver's license. I'm like, sure. So I hand her my driver's license and she walks back into the building with me in the running car. Now, I'm an honest person, but let's be honest here. Like, I live in Florida. And supposedly this girl was born and raised in Florida, so she should know better. Like, you got some crazy stuff going on in Florida, okay? I could have just taken off with that car. Now, yes, she did have my ID that she could have given to the police and... yeah, but still, catch me if you can, if I really wanted to be that way. Yeah, but I'm not. I sat there in the running car and waited for her to come back with my driver's license. And, I took it out for a test drive and I really, really liked it. So I was like, you know what? I'm like, all right, let's, play this numbers game. And my best friend had already, told me, like, you're going to go in there, you're going to tell them, look, this is what I want from my other car. This is what I have to put down. She was like, and this is where I want my payments to be. So I was like, okay, I can do that. So, so she pulls up, and I already knew the price of it and all that. So, she pulls it up, and I was like, and I told her what I wanted, what I had down, and all that good macaroni and cheese. And she was like, okay. She's like, well, let me go. And here's the kicker, right? Here's the other thing. So I didn't even have copies of my pay stubs, So she's asking me, she's like, well, how much do you make an hour? When I tell her, and she was like, well, does, that sound about right? I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, I could be making this up. You know what I mean? I'm like, you have no clue. Like, I could tell you I make $50 an hour, and you have no clue if I'm telling you the truth. Like, I don't have any paperwork proving, But, like, I told her, I was like, look, I'm like, I play with numbers all day. I'm like, but I can tell you what my check is every week. I work 40 hours a week, and after taxes, this is the number. And she's like, okay. So... she goes over into, like, the sales manager's office or whatever. They're doing their thing. Am I doing the right color? Sorry, guys. Like, brain fart over here. They're doing their... that doesn't even look like the right color. Good golly, Miss Molly. What is going on here? And she comes back out, and she asked me, like, if I could put, like, another 1,000 down. And I'm like, no. And she's like, well, what about 500? And I'm like, no, like, I told you, this is what I want for my car. I'm like, and I wanted at least what I owed on it. I was like, I want at least what I owe on it, or at least, like, damn near close to what I owe on it. So, because I had the low mileage on that car. And that's the other thing Allison told me. She's like, you have some wiggle room because your car has low mileage. She was like, they are the last people that, serviced it. So they know if anything's wrong with your car and blah, 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 blah. Like, that's on them. So I'm like, okay. So she goes back, and she comes back and she's like, all right. She's like, well, this is, like what we were able to come up with. She was like, we can get, and they gave me like $453, I think, more than what I owed for my old car. And I was like, great, you know what I mean? That wipes that loan clean. I don't have to worry about that or rolling it over into this loan, making my payments higher. So yeah, where was I going with this? Oh, and then, then they go into the payments now. And my friend Allison, like, she told me this. She was like, the payments is where you're gonna have some, like, a little bit of, like, leave room. She was like before, she's like, you got approved for like 13, I think my loan was like 13,000 for my old car, and this one was like 20 or 21. She was like, so your payments might be, you know, a little bit higher. She was like, but, you know, she asked me, she's like, are you, you know, getting new tags, or are you transferring? I'm like, I'm transferring. She's like, don't let them charge you for this, like, DMV service. And, you know, that's like $1,600 that they try to throw on there. I'm like, oh, hells no. But I will say, so she comes out and she tells me, like, okay, you know, like, this is what, like, we got you approved with this credit union. And I was like, oh yeah, all right, let me get myself into a credit union, you know, build up my credit with the credit union. Maybe in like a year or two I can get like a mortgage through the credit, you know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking long term, you know, like I got like a 5-year plan going on. So I'm like, okay. So as I'm sitting there, and like, and this is the only thing I didn't like, the sales girl, like, she never sat with me while she was in the sales managers or the finance. Like, she just, like, I was just sitting at her desk for like a couple hours, and I was like, oh hells no. Nope. So then as I'm sitting there, like, I get a phone call from a credit union in Florida, you know, asking me how much I pay for my rent, and, you know, do I split that, or is that, you know, like I pay it by myself? And I'm like thinking, why the hell is this credit? And this is like maybe a couple minutes after she came out and told me I was approved. So I'm like, is this credit union like... And what was it? And that was, I got approved for like an 11% interest loan, where before I had no credit. So my other car, it was like 20.9% interest. So I basically more or less just paid interest for my last car over like the last 3 years. And it was like just starting to like where I was like actually putting a dent in it. So when she came back with said like 11.11%, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll take it. It's a hell of a lot better than almost 21. So I'm like, okay. So, and then I get the call, and like, and that kind of upset me, because I'm like, why is this credit, you know, this credit agency, oh dear Lord, baby, this credit union calling me. So I kind of like, I call up my friend Allison, and I'm like, why would they call me? And this lady in Allison's like, this is what you're going to do. She was like, did you see where she walked into that sales manager's office? I'm like, yes. She was like, I want you to get up from her desk and walk in there and ask for a sales manager. So that's what I did. She's like, tell them what's going on. That's what I did. The finance manager comes out. I tell him I'm on the phone. She told me to tell him I was on the phone with another salesperson from a different dealership, which was not technically a lie. It just wasn't a salesperson and dealership in Florida. So I wasn't lying. I was just, you know, stretching the truth there a little bit. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Well, because of that, I kid you not, like, about, you know, so like they kind of like calm me down, because I'm like, look, like, you're wasting my time. Like, don't waste my time telling me, you know, I got approved for this, and then these people are calling me. Like, why are they calling me? Well, so now, anywho, I've been rambling. Dear Lord, baby Jesus. I got approved by another credit union, and my interest rate is 5.6%. Now, my payment went up like almost $40, and it, you know, it is what it is. I kind of knew that, you know, and Allison told me, she's like, that's the one where she's like, they'll try their best, but, you know, you're going to have to give a little bit. So I'm like, okay. And, yeah, so I got the 2018 Hyundai Kona. I have decided, at first I was going to name her Stevie, and then I saw this Betty White, like, window cling that goes in, like, the back, the rear. Oh, dear Lord, baby Jesus. My brain is on vacation. I am so sorry, guys. So, in the back seat, on the passenger side, it's like this window cling that you put up a Betty White, so it looks like you're driving Betty White around, because I was like, oh yeah, this car is like badass like Betty White was. So yes, I decided to name it Betty. I know there's more U's. Where'd you go? So I ordered that from Amazon, and that should be here. What is today? Wednesday. Well, it's Wednesday for me, Thursday for you. Should be here Friday, I think. I don't know. But yeah, so then Thursday, nothing really last Thursday. But I did drive the new car. I drove Betty at night. And I'm thinking something's wrong with the headlights, because so you have the headlights and like, I guess like these fog lights or whatever. So, but when you make a turn, I think the fog lights or something automatically like cut off as when you're making a turn, so you don't blind people. But then as soon as you're done the turn, like they'll come back on. And I'm thinking there's something wrong with the car. The headlights are shorting out. I'm like, oh no, here we go again. I'm like, but this time I got an extended warranty. But you know, it's a safety feature. So that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? I won't be blinding people at night. My car automatically. And I mean, and I get that, because there's times you're going around like a turn and the headlights kind of like blind you. And it's not my regular headlights. It's like some, I don't know, they kind of turn off, but it is what it is. That's pretty cool. It also made my car insurance drop down lower, which, I mean, how it does that, I don't know. It's a newer car, but because it has more safety features, yeah. I was like, when I called my insurance and they said that the premium dropped, I was like, what? I'm like, no. I'm like, you heard it was like 3 years newer than the other one, right? And they're like, no, it has more safety features and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay. I'll take that. So, yeah. And then, let's see, Friday, last Friday, DAC did, like, if you're a Diamond or a Ruby member, they did their, like, 4-year anniversary, you know, 50 new paintings release at, like, now, I'm Eastern, so it's 3 a.m. for me. And normally when DAC does this, I don't have work the next day, like, when they do it, like, going into a Friday, because it's, like, a holiday or Black Friday, and I take off for Black Friday. That, you know, it's never bothered me, but I was like, I can't stay up until 3 a.m. and then, you know, try to get up to go to work. I was like, I'll just, and there was only one that I wanted, just one. So I was like, well, I'll try when I wake up in the morning. Well, for some reason, I woke up at like 5:30 in the morning, like before my alarm, which is odd. I don't know why. I woke up and I was like, ooh, let me go check Diamond Art Club. So I check it. The painting I wanted said it was low in stock. So, I mean, I quickly, and I even, like, I brought my wallet upstairs before I went to bed on Thursday night. So that way, like, when I first woke up in the morning, I didn't have to run downstairs, grab my wallet. Like, it was all there. So I go, and as I'm checking out, like, I put in my credit card, and somebody freaking cart snatched it from me. Like, ooh, it's a good thing DAC don't let you know who did that to you, because, I was not a happy camper. I was like, what the F? So, yeah, I missed it, but then I was like, ooh, we still have Saturday. Like, have no fear. We have Saturday to try to get this, you know, release with the general release. So I'm like, okay. And I kid you not, like, I woke up on Saturday morning and I waited for 12 because Saturday at 12 in the afternoon, is when the releases happen for me. So I jumped. I was like, ping, 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 ping. I'm out of there. So yeah, I did get the one painting that I wanted. And I'm like, woohoo, happy dance over here. And then I went to, you guys probably saw that hot mess of the unboxing from Spell Queen. Like, I will not be ordering from them again. That was my very first time ordering, and I just felt like every time I turned around, like, the situation just got worse and worse and worse. It wasn't a whole lot of money that, you know what I mean, I spent, so I was like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? I mean, still, it was money kind of wasted. I did do the dog shirt. I'm just going to put it on a stuffed animal here, and yeah, that's about it. Yeah, so if you haven't, you know, go check out that hot mess of freaking, that's a hot mess freaking express coming through, choo-choo, you know what I mean, of a video, and you can see what I'm talking about, where I say, like, every turn, it was just like, can it get worse? And they were like, whoop, hold my beer, right? Because, yeah, it was interesting, to say the least. And then Saturday, like, late afternoon, early evening, I met up with my mama for my birthday, and she was like, you know, we're like, well, where do you want to eat? And I was like, I want Outback Steakhouse, because honestly, I go to Outback for the blooming onion. So, like, I go to Outback, and we ordered the blooming onion as an appetizer, you know, and I ordered a chicken Caesar salad for my dinner. Like, who goes to Outback and orders a freaking, you know, vegetables? Like, what, the blooming onion is just, you know, it's like a fried battered onion, and, oh no, I'm sorry, the chicken and the chicken Caesar salad. But for the most part, I just ordered vegetables from Olive Garden. Because like I said, the only thing I really care about there is the blooming onion. That's it. That's all I care about. Sorry, my eyes are hurting and I can't see if that was the right thing or not. And then on Sunday, it was my birthday. I turned 21 plus 2 dimes. You know, and just even because it was my birthday does not mean that mom life does not stop. I ran and picked up my son's laundry, where I need to go drop that off to him. I'm just being lazy. I don't know it anymore. I'm like, I don't want to go outside. It's too peoply out there. It's starting to get too hot. Like, I'm good. But I have to go drop off his laundry to him. Then I got a message from Sweet Baby Cakes, and she sang me happy birthday, and it was like, dude, like, she's got a freaking amazing freaking voice. Like, it is beautiful. She kind of, like, it reminded me almost of, like, Marilyn Monroe singing to JFK. I was like, woo, it's a little hot and spicy up in here, right? But no, seriously. And then, if you didn't see it on Sunday, I went live with Crafting with Shay. On her live, she messaged me on Friday and was like, hey, you know, do you want to go live with me? And I was like, yeah, awesome. So yeah, that was fun, and oh my gosh, I had a lot of fun on Sunday. And then poor Berta, if you're watching, I love you, and I'm sorry that I accused you of being that Thomas the Train person in Shay's live. So yeah, there was this dude named like Thomas the Train or something, and you could tell that he didn't belong there. And I had made the comment, I'm like, well, do you think maybe it's Berta? You know, and she changed her name, and it was not Berta, you know, so again, I apologize. But I think from now on, I'm going to call Berta Thomas, you know, because it was funny. Poor Berta's getting accused of doing things she did not. I also, on Sunday, I was like planning on like rearranging my office, like where I work at downstairs, and I had all plans and intentions on doing it, and I was going to do it after she's live while I was watching Butter's live, and it didn't happen. I don't know what to tell you. I was like, no, I'm not doing this. And then let me flip the page here. And then Monday was just like, you know, work. It's like my busy day, all that. And I was so far behind with work. Like, I literally, like, just caught up today. Like, I'm not 100% caught up. Like, there's things that, like, I have to do that. I have to reconcile the end of the month. But there's, you know, that's usually I try to have that done by now. And today's May 4th. May the 4th be with you. You know, I try to have that done already by now. But, you know, it's a couple days. I'll have it done by tomorrow and be caught up and feeling better and not so hectic. It just literally the last 2 weeks have been, like I said, interesting. Just a nightmare that I'm kind of like glad I don't have to deal with anymore. And then on Tuesday, I had work, and I wound up running to the 7-Eleven because, you know, I needed to get my fruit punch rock stars, and yeah, I can't live without them. So and the 7-Eleven is like right around the corner from my house. So I run there, and when I came back, there was a box on my doorstep from 1-800-Flowers. And I'm gonna show you what I got and who it's from. I know y'all been wondering. Oh my God, somebody sent me flowers. Who was it sent me flowers? Okay, guys, so you can't see me. Hey, how you doing? Up close and personal with the Savage. Okay, so, as you probably saw, somebody sent me flowers. Woo! I love flowers. I think I know who this is from. So, I decided to record a video. If it's not, then you guys will never see this video. It will never come to the light of day if it's not from the person I think it's from. So, let's get into this, shall we? Let's see. Flowers, look. It's a big friggin' box, right? Okay. Let's get into this. I can get the tape, right? Maybe it's supposed to be on its side. Let's hope there's no water. Oh my gosh! Look! I'm gonna hold them up so you can see. Look, they're like rainbow freaking flowers. I think the sun might have wilted them a little bit. I just ran to the 7-Eleven. When I left like 5 minutes ago, there was nothing out front. When I came back, there was flowers! Okay. Happy birthday, Naomi. I hope your day is filled with love and lots of diamond painting. Baby cakes. Aw, thank you so much, baby cakes. I really appreciate it. See, it's from Miss Baby Cakes. If you don't know who Baby Cakes is, I think you're living under a rock. She just started a YouTube channel. Go check her out. All right. Now let's get this open. Okay. Oh my gosh, comes with a nice. How does this come out? Roscoe, would you move? He's over here, like, being nosy. Like, that's for me. That's for me. It is not for you, Roscoe. Flowers are not for you. He's like trying to eat my flowers, that booger butt. Okay, let's get it out of here. Oh my gosh. Are they roses? They are roses. Oh my gosh, baby cakes. Wow, hold on. Hold here. Hold here. Pull here. Oh, you guys probably can't see, but see, there's like a little hold here, pull here, thingamajigger. All right, let's put these down because now on my luck, you'll see flowers flying everywhere, right? Right. Oh my gosh, look at this. And it's in a purple vase. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. Oh my gosh, look at them. Do you see them? They're like beautiful rainbow roses. Oh my gosh, baby cakes. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to pause the video, put these in some water, and put them on my coffee room. My coffee room. I don't have a coffee room, guys. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to put them in my living room on my coffee table, and I'll be right back. Bye, guys. Look at them. Aren't they beautimous? They're like tie-dye rainbow roses. They are absolutely freaking beautiful. Thank you so much, baby cakes. I can't even begin to tell you what this means to me. I don't even know the last time that I got flowers was. So again, thank you. Roscaroonie, thanks you. You made his mama happy. One more shot at them beautiful flowers. Oh, I can't wait for them to bloom. They are going to be gorgeous. Again, I can't say it enough. Thank you so much for the birthday flowers, baby cakes. I greatly appreciate it. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. And I'll see you next time, guys. Bye! Isn't baby cakes just like, she is freaking awesome. Again, thank you so much, baby cakes. Like, I can't tell you the last time I got flowers was, and they're like rainbow. Well, you saw them. Like, they're freaking beautiful. They're awesome. So yeah, and then let's see, it brings us to today, where, you know, I had work, and like I said, I basically have gotten caught up, you know, from like the last 2 weeks, which is awesome. Hold on, why is it not wanting to? I feel like these drills are all winky wonky thingamabobs. All right, I don't know what a thingamabob, not a thingamabob, a thingamabob. Let's see what else. You know, the weather's kind of been strange here in Florida. Hold on, somebody's knocking at my door. Okay, I'm back. That was just somebody knocked on my door and delivered. It was the mailman. He had just delivered my Diamond Art Club that I got from the 4-year anniversary sale. So, knocked like it was like the damn police. So, like, damn. I'm all out of breath from running down the stairs, running back up them. So, what was I saying? Yeah, it was strange. Like today, like the weather in Florida has just been crazy. What color was I working on? Gee, like I was literally sitting outside and it's like sunny as can be, and just out of nowhere, like it was like whoosh, like thunder freaking everywhere. Good golly, Miss Molly. And then also, I don't know if y'all been following that Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Like, oh, good night, girlfriend. Like, I am Team Johnny all the way. Like, Amber, she's on the, you know, witness stand or whatever you want to call it now. And I'm like, get your lousy acting. Like, I don't believe you. Like, I've heard the recordings. You are crazy. Like, a good night. Like, I can't with her. And it's, I don't know if I'm going to follow it, or at least while she's on the stand, because she just, like, she annoys me. You should hear the things that come out of my mouth about her. I'm not going to say them out here, you know, but, oh, I am not a fan of that chick. I don't agree, like, and just the things that I have heard so far, I'm like, oh, you are, Now, I'm not saying Johnny Depp, you know what I mean? He probably wasn't perfect, you know what I mean? But she is just, like, on a whole nother level. When I say, like, I see her up there on the stand, you know, and she's like, oh, I'm like, would you shut the hell up? Like, you need to go back to, like, acting school. Like, no. Like, more like Amber who? Like, yeah, because, no, like, that really just disgusts me, because, you know, there are women and men out there, you know what I mean, that could be crying out for help. You know, not that didn't come out right, you know what I mean, but it could be really in the situation that she accused Johnny Depp of, and it's like a mockery. Like, you don't waste people's time. You don't, like, because you want sympathy, because you're some, like, what did they say? She had some, like, borderline personality or something. Like, she disgusts me. Like, she just straight up disgusts me. Like, ugh. They show her face, and I'm just like, nah, can we, like, can we screen in on something else? Like, pan in on the judge. Like, I don't want to see her face. Like, I see her face, and it just angers me. It angers my freaking soul. But, all right, I'm going to hop off here before I get all angry and all that. But, yeah, that's my 2 cents. That's kind of what's been going on in my life here recently. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already and you liked what you saw, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. And I'll see you next time, guys.